Hey, this is Russ. I wanted to make a comment about a comment that I got on a video that I did yesterday. All right. And let me preface this by saying I am not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I have no medical training at all. So if you take any of my advice on any of my videos, you take your life in your own hands. But it is my opinion. Okay, you could take it for what it's worth. All right. So let me read you the comment that was left yesterday by one of my viewers. All right, here's what the comment says. I had my 6-month follow-up appointment with my doctor last week. With no force, my extension was 12 and my flexion was 105. Okay. The doctor said that I had significant shortening of the quads and that would be a challenge. Anyways, he told me that I could stop doing knee-specific exercises. I still walk 2.75 miles and stationary bike for 1 hour, 3 20-minute sessions every day. He said that any future improvements would be insignificant, and he told me that I could start running again. I'm going to continue some of the exercises just because it feels better when I do, and I'm not going to run. That is so contrary to what almost everybody, doctors and PTs, recommend. Okay. Now, I made a comment back to the viewer. All right, let me read you my comment first. I said, I wonder if he's ever had a knee replacement himself. For me, going from 10 degrees of extension to 5 degrees was a big difference for how I stand and how I walk. And I started working on that at 10 months and finished at 16 months. So if I would have stopped exercises like your doctor recommends, I'd be definitely stopped at 10 degrees. So my question to you is, will you believe him and stop your exercises or continue to work in hopes to bring that 12 degrees down to 6 degrees? From your comment, it seems that you are going to do the exercises. I needed the Jazz knee unit to help me drop it, but considering your doctor is already telling you to give up on it, I doubt that he would write a script for you to get one. If it were me, and if the exercises were not damaging to your body doing them, I'd keep doing them in hopes of getting a bit more range. Hey, I'm at 5 degrees and have stopped the Jazz knee unit, but I still work on the extension constantly in hopes to get 3 or 2 degrees. Up to you though. I'm not a doctor, so consider it. It's just my opinion and not a medically based suggestion. Okay. So this got me thinking a little bit about it. And I says, I got to make a video about this as a follow-up. Okay. Now, this person has basically said that he's not going to be following the doctor's suggestion of running and doing things like that, but he's going to continue to do the knee exercises that was giving him some range and extension and also flexion. But the doctor is saying it's going to be negligible. It's going to be a small amount. Okay, first off, let me say this. Have these doctors ever had a knee replacement themselves? Okay. Even if you go from 12 degrees and if you go down to say 8 or 7 degrees, to the doctor maybe that's insignificant, but to the person standing on it and having to deal with it, that's a significant improvement. All right. So I don't believe what the doctors are telling us here when they're thinking you're done, you can't go any further, you're stuck where you're at, stop. I don't believe it. Okay. Now, as long as what you're doing isn't medically hurting you, okay, I don't see the reason why not to keep doing it, right? Because in hopes that maybe you'll get an extra 2 degrees or 3 degrees, I think it's worth doing. That's basically what I said yesterday, okay? So I just want to reiterate here that a little bit is a lot, really. It is. And if you give up, you don't get that. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to say. And another thing I want to make a point at, okay? Here's one thing I've noticed about myself, all right? I don't seem to give up when it comes to doing my flexion and extension exercises. You know that because it's 17 months and I'm still doing them. I even gave back the Jazz knee unit for the extension and I'm still working on my own extension, all right? I don't seem to be a kind of guy that gives up on that, but there's always a but. I'm also pretty bad at other type of exercises. It's true. Here's a common thing I've noticed on comments that people have made on my videos that I know that I lack at. Okay, you guys will tell me I walk 1 hour a day. I walk 1 or 2 miles a day. I walk further than that. I'm on the recumbent bike for or an hour or whatever time that you say that you do. Okay, when I read that, here's what I think: I'm lacking in that. I don't have the endurance because I don't do those exercises. Okay, whereas I've been concentrating mostly on my range of motion. I haven't concentrated on much of anything else, and that's just from plain laziness. Yeah, I'll tell you that's truly what it is. It's from plain laziness. I should be doing both of them, really. But again, looking back on a comment that was made the other day, where the person said that he doesn't have the time to spend 2 years to go through this type of rehab. I kind of look at it like this. He does a lot of stuff. Okay, he's able to do things. I don't do it because I'm just lazy. Now you may say that you're not lazy. You keep doing your extension. You keep doing your flexion. That doesn't break a sweat. All right. But when it comes to exercises that create stamina, I don't do them. That's my downfall. That's why I can't walk long distances. That's why I can't do that. Now, part of it is also that when I start doing things like that, my hips hurt and my other knee hurts. Okay, so in that sense, I'm kind of limited in doing it. I can't walk 2 miles. No way. I can't even walk. I can't even walk 2 blocks without something starting to hurt. Okay, and that hobbling is not just all knee caused hobbling; it's also hip caused hobbling. Okay, now the doctor has said before, and I've said this before, that the hips don't seem to have a problem. I'll put my hip X-ray up here again. You can take a look at it yourself. I don't know if you know anything about hips, but there's no rubbing of bones there. You can see there's a clear space. Okay, where my hip joints are. All right. So what's causing that pain? Well, that's from overweight. Okay, you're putting a lot of weight on it. It's not going to be good. Now, if you're just standing there for an X-ray, I don't think you're going to see that. If you're walking on it, I think you're going to feel it because that extra weight is being pushed down on it, and that's going to affect it. Okay, so I'm negligent as well in my exercises. Whereas I tell you guys to keep doing your flexion, keep doing your extension, I got to keep doing the other thing. We all have something that we fall short on. Okay. That's where I fall short. Okay, I have the recumbent bike. I don't do it all the time. I know I need to. I have a treadmill. I don't use that all the time. In fact, I don't ever use that. That's because I'm overweight. Plus, also it would stress out my hips and everything like that. So I don't walk on it. So that's all I wanted to say is that I'm negligent in certain things. You guys might be stopping extensions or flexion exercises. Hopefully, you're not. But we all fall short somewhere, right? None of us spend 24 hours a day doing exercises, okay? And let me say one more thing, too. There's always one more thing. Let me say one more thing. You know, when you look at me, and some of you guys have said that, oh, you're an inspiration to me because, you know, you keep doing it and stuff. You know what? The extension and flexion doesn't take me that long to do. If I'm using the jazz knee, that's not any effort. I put it on, I sit back, I watch television, or I type on the computer, all right? When I do an extension currently now, I put my leg up on my table, you know, I'll just flip it up and put it on the edge of the table and push down on it and things like that. That doesn't take that much effort, okay? You know, it takes effort. Effort is that walking. That takes effort. That takes time, okay? But, you know, the things that I'm doing, I could do other things while I'm doing those things, doing the exercises that I do, all right? So to not do it would be kind of ridiculous not to, when it really doesn't take that much effort to do it, all right? Now, I do know if you're new at your new knee replacement, any of those type of efforts hurts. I know it. I've gone through it, okay? My pain is essentially gone now, all right? So it's easy for me. So for you, if you're still new into your knee journey, yeah, that is effort, all right? But eventually it won't be effort. So, but I don't think you should stop. I think you should keep going if you haven't reached the range that you need, all right? And if you've reached the range, I think you should do little touch-up exercises. All right, kind of keep that range. Don't just say, "Oh, I hit 120," or "Hey, I hit 130. I'm done," and stop. Like what the doctor's telling this other person. I don't think you should stop. Do some touch-up stuff. Keep that range at that range. Don't let it fall back. That's what I'm saying. And my problem is I need to get out and start walking or something, okay, that doesn't stress out my joints while trying to get my stamina back. And that's where I think I'm falling short. So I'm not saying I'm perfect at any of this stuff either. I know what my fallbacks are, okay? Know what your limitations are too, okay? And then work on that. Find other things, find other exercises or whatever you need to do and work on those things as well. Okay, that's all I wanted to say today. Hopefully it helped you. And if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit all those things. Okay, and I will talk to you guys next time.